Sweep the leg.
What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I believe this is episode number 13. And in the last episode, in case you missed it, we fixed up a customer's broken, busted-ass van, and we gave it back to them. And they only paid us $6,000 for it, which seems like a lot, but it's not very much money here at Route 66 Auto. I mean, we've got $108,000 in the bank, but we expected a lot more money from that job. And because of that, they're banned from coming back to our shop. I mean, the hell with them. But in this episode, we have got a really cool car to get into. And it is right here on this lift. It is a really cool Porsche. We found this in the junkyard, and it is stripped down. It doesn't have a whole lot in it. And we are going to fix it from the ground up. Now, it does have a good amount of the engine in there, but boy, a lot of that stuff is going to need to be replaced. I don't know, it looks like this thing was at the bottom of the ocean, but that's all right. We're going to fix it up. We're going to paint it up. We might just keep the classic rims on it, or I don't know, we might go crazy and put some really like dumb looking rims on it. I don't know. Only time will tell in this episode, so strap yourselves in and let's go along for the ride. And speaking of a ride, in the last episode, we leveled up to level 16. We got 4 skill points to use. And I tell you what, we had a comment that was instructing us to put some skill points into the faster screwing column here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So here we go. We got 4 skill points to use. Now we could save them and we go up to the top here and get a 25% chance to get a mysterious case after finishing an order. But we don't care about that. We care about faster screwing here at Route 66 Auto. I mean, we're all about the faster screw. So 2 skill points are going into this. And then we have 2 skill points left. Now, we can't keep going up this tree, but that is okay. We're going to hold on to those last 2 skill points. And when we get up to level 17, we'll be able to get even faster screwing speeds. That's right, you heard it here first. All right, before we get into the Porsche, you know what we got to do. Each episode has to start with our trip to the junkyard. All right, here we are at the junkyard. The dust is blowing around like crazy. It's a windy day. Hopefully we don't get any dust in our eyes, and then we'll trip and fall on our face and break our leg. I don't know, it could happen. All right, here's our first candidate. What is this? Looks like some sort of lifted up El Camino, and this does have a good amount of the engine in there. It is a Bolt Atlanta, otherwise known as a Chevy El Camino. And if we take a look at this, estimated value and the buy price, pretty much the same. You know, this car doesn't really tickle my fancy right now over that Porsche. So let's go ahead and leave this right here and keep on looking. Oh man, look at this. What is this? This is a BMW. What the heck is this? Oh, the BMW M1 Pro car, part of our DLC stuff. And man, this thing is awesome. I mean, I don't even care what condition it's in. This thing is an absolute gem. Estimated car value, $21,000. We're gonna be $4 grand in the positive just from buying the car. I mean, that's a no-brainer. The BMW M1 Pro car, we're buying it. $17,478. Let's send it back to the garage. All right, just like that, that BMW is back at our garage waiting for us. Boy, we are going to have our hands full with a whole bunch of project cars. Here's a little old Volvo. Don't really want to have anything to do with that right now. And look, another Porsche. I mean, what is this, like the Porsche junkyard here? I mean, this thing's sitting up on some blocks. We're going to leave this one here since we already have one to work on. Well, here is a Mustang Fastback, which we absolutely love, but we're going to leave that one here too. And we're looking for something, I don't know. We'll know it when we see it. All right, we got 2 cars sitting here. Looks like we got, here's another one of those 1950s Chevys. We already restored one of these. And then this looks like a M3, a BMW. And it sure is a 2002 BMW M3. Perfect car to add to our collection. I'm not sure I would want to sell this. I would definitely want to keep it. We're going to make some money off of this. I tell you, I do love these M3s. But we're going to leave it right here for now. And keep on looking around here. Let's see if we see anything else. Oh, here's a big old boat. Yep, no interest in this right now. Let's keep looking. All right, well, that's it. What brings us back to this BMW M3. I'm not really sure I want to get overwhelmed with a bunch of project cars right off the bat. We've already got the Porsche, we've got the old Sheriff car, and now we've got that BMW M1 Pro car back at the shop. We're going to leave this M3 here. Let's go ahead and get on back to the shop and start working on our Porsche. All right, there she is. Isn't she a beauty? And we got to figure out a way to tackle this thing. I'm not sure. Should we do the engine first? Should we do the suspension first? Or maybe we should do the body first. I feel like we should do the body last. Let's go ahead and lift this thing up in the air. And I don't think it's going to have oil in it, but we're going to take out the oil just in case. Let's move this thing over here. Any oil that's in there, we're going to get it out. All right, there was a little bit of oil in there, so that's good. It saves us a couple bucks and save us the embarrassment of spilling oil all over our face when we start taking this engine apart. All right, in order to use the crane and get this engine out, it looks like we're going to have to take off the gearbox. In order to take off the gearbox, we're going to have to take off these drive axles. So, tell you what, let's put the car back down. We're going to take off the wheels and tires. And we're going to get this engine out of the car. All right, taking off the wheels and the tires, and uh-oh, you know what's happening. It's the first stuck nut of the episode. You know what we got to do? Lube it up. There we go. The first stuck nut of the episode. Actually, it's the first stuck nuts of the episode. 3 in a row. I mean, how lucky can we get? All right, second rear tire coming off here. And let's go ahead and get in, see if we can't take off this gearbox. All right, taking off the drive axles first. There's that side. Now we come around and we're going to take off this one. And we're going to have to lift the car up to get to the gearbox. I don't think there's anything else that we're going to have to take off here to get the engine out. So let's go ahead and lift it up, get that gearbox off. All right, the gearbox is coming off. And there are the gears in all of their glory. And look at this engine. It's just, boy, it's seen its better days. And I have a feeling we are going to have to replace a lot of the bits and pieces in there. All right, let's go ahead and put the engine crane over here. I think we got to lower the car down, get the engine out. All right, open in the trunk. Let's see if we can pull this engine out. All right, there we go. The engine is out of the car. So let's go on in here into our engine stand. Let's go ahead and put this engine on here. It's the B6 M64 engine, and there it is in all of its glory, which is not much glory, I'm just saying. All right, putting the engine stand back for now. All right, go ahead, get out of here. And I tell you what, we're going to do things a little bit different in this episode. We are going to tackle the suspension first, and then we're going to work on the engine second. I know, it's a crazy switch. All right, all the suspension is ripped out of the car. And first things first, we are going to go ahead and clear out our shopping list so we can start our new project. We're going to come over here to the spring puller, and we are going to separate these suspension parts so that we can replace all of those. All right, let's buy these suspension parts. I'm going to buy 2 of each of these. And then once we get these in our inventory, we'll come back over to the spring puller. We're going to join these parts together. And that is step 1 and completing the suspension. These are the rear parts, and this is step one in many steps. All right, those are taken care of. Now we're going to come over here to the repair table. Let's see what pieces and parts from the suspension we can save. All right, not a very good job there, I gotta tell you. A lot of fails. And speaking of fails, we're gonna go in the inventory now. We're gonna start adding some of these red parts to the shopping list. All right, so we added those pieces to the shopping list. Let's go over here to the brake lathe. Before we start putting stuff back on, we need to lathe these brakes and see if we can get them up to working order. Brakes are now lathed. Let's go and start putting the suspension back together again. Hopefully not too many pieces we have to buy here. All right, let's go ahead and buy all the parts first before we get in there and start messing around with stuff. Well, shopping is done. Let's go ahead and start tackling this suspension. All right, one of the things I have to do is get the front springs and shock absorbers. I gotta go in the inventory and I actually have to find them. And that way I can add them to the shopping list. There's the rear springs. I guess this car didn't come with any front springs and shock absorbers. So we are gonna have to manually search for the suspension pieces. All right, front springs, let's buy 2 of those. Spring caps, I think we're gonna need 2 of those. Then we need a double wishbone suspension, I believe, for the front. Buy 2 of those. All right, let's hook these up onto the spring puller and put them up into the car. All right, here we go. Double wishbone suspension going into the front. Let's screw it in on this side. Let's go ahead and do it on the other side as well. Here we go. Now that shock absorber is going in. Let's screw it in. And I'm pretty sure the front and rear suspension is done. We also put a new exhaust on back here. And we are really progressing nicely on this Porsche. And I think it's time for this engine. We're going to disassemble it, repair the parts, and put it back together. We might even throw some performance parts on here. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty exciting. That is one complicated engine. I gotta tell you, well, we are already making a mess on our garage floor. Repair table. Let's see what we can do as far as repairing this stuff. Wow, that was a challenge. Some fails, some successes, and yeah, we're gonna go into the inventory. Let's check and see what we weren't able to fix. And that's a whole lot of this stuff. And let's start adding this to the shopping list. Well, we bought all the pieces I think that we're gonna need, but we're probably gonna need some more as we go through this engine, building it from the ground up. And I gotta tell you, this engine is so different from all of the other engines that we have built so far. This one's kind of sideways, and I don't know much about Porsche and German engineering, but this is pretty cool. And I would love to know a little bit more about how this engine works. My God, that is one of the most complicated engines that I have ever put together here in Car Mechanic Simulator 21. And geez a whiz, I hope I got all the bits and pieces in there. I put some performance pieces on there, not many, like the wires, the fuel rails, and that's pretty much it, just to give it a smoother ride, a little bit more acceleration. Man, what a beautiful engine that is. And like I said, hopefully I put it back together correctly. Let's go ahead and take it off of the engine stand, and we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the car. Man, I tell you, it's always exciting putting a brand new engine back into a car. But before we put that engine in here, let's go ahead and look in this compartment and see what else needs to be replaced. All right, we got a power steering reservoir. We're gonna go ahead and put that in here. I also believe there is a oil filter that we need to buy. And let's go ahead and hook that thing up. And I'm pretty sure that's all for this compartment. Then we'll go up to the front compartment. Maybe we'll put in a battery, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and grab this engine crane, and we are gonna put this engine back in. All right, there it is. Oh, it's 99%. What are we missing here? A spark plug. You have got to be kidding me. Oh boy. We put in a 56% spark plug. That sucks. All right, well, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix that. Because we have to have a 100% car. Otherwise, it was all for nothing. Okay, spark plug issue fixed. We should be good for now. We're still at 99%. Why are we at 99%? Are we missing something in there? Oh boy, another frustrating job here. Let's go ahead and install the engine anyway. We're probably missing a rod cap or something stupid. Hopefully it won't require us to rip the engine apart. Tell you what we can do. We can try and run some of these. Engine needs to be complete before performing this action. Crap. You know, maybe they're talking about the starter right down here. That could be it. So hopefully that's it. We're going to hold on to hope that that is it. So the engine's in there. That compartment's done. The suspension is done. The exhaust is done. And we got to get into this front compartment here. And we're going to add in the windshield washer reserve. Also the brake servo. Oh, we got the fuel tank. I wonder if the fuel tank's even in there. All right, here we got the ABS module. Let's go ahead and take this ABS pump out. We're gonna have to replace that. All right, we bought a new ABS pump and an ABS module. Let's go ahead and get those installed. Well, I'm now wondering about this fuel tank and the fuel filter under the car there. All right, let's go over here to the fuse box. We're going to take out all these fuses and replace all of them. That's going to take a minute. But basically what I'm going to do is I rip out all of the old fuses. And then I go into assemble mode and I add all of the fuses to the shopping list. So we start with putting in the fuse box base. And then all of these kind of ghost highlighted things, I just run over every single one, add them to the shopping list, just like this. And it will count the number of pieces and parts that I need. And then we just go in and we buy all of the parts, all these relay pieces, and you buy the number that's indicated. And it's okay if you buy a couple extra because these things are always going to be used in every build that you do. All right, so now we just start putting the fuses in, and we should have enough for this whole thing. We'll put the cover on, and we got to get under the car and see about that fuel tank. There we go, fuse box is done. Let's go ahead and push this car up into the air. Up, up, and away. All right, fuel tank is not in there. We are going to have to go in here and buy a fuel tank. All right, there we go. Fuel tank is bought. We put it in, and now we need the fuel pump. Let's go ahead and buy one of those and plug that bad boy right on in there. All right, there it is. Now, I'm not sure what else we are needing to fix in here. I mean, by the looks of it, everything is in here. Who knows? We probably forgot something, but it looks like everything is good in that section. Looks like all the suspension's good. Looks like the engine is good. The only thing that we need to do now is fix the body, put in some seats and a steering wheel. So let's go ahead and rip all the body pieces and panels off. And it looks like there might only be one left, and that's the fender and maybe this trunk. All right, all the body pieces, panels, and glass are off of the car. I wonder if we can repair any of this. And it's just the trunk. And yep, looks like we can repair it. And there we go. So it's one less part that we have to buy. Everything else, all the glass, tail lights, headlights, everything, we are going to have to buy for this car. Oh boy, we just spent a fortune on body parts for this. I hope this Porsche pays us back when it's time to sell it. I mean, we're down to $63,000 and we were up well over $100,000 when we started here. Well, putting the car back together and it is starting to take shape, and boy, is it exciting. We're gonna have to pick a color. I'm pretty sure I know what color we're gonna put on this thing. All right, there it is. All the body work has been put in, all the glass has been put in. Let's check the car status. Looks like we got 4 clips the gearbox, drive axles, the battery, wheels, tires, the starter, sway bar front end link. Oh boy. Wheel hub bearing, wheel hub cap, windshield. I mean, windshield's in there. Seat, steering wheel, front license plate. All right. All right, I put the battery in, fixed the suspension pieces that were missing, so we should be good. And I have a feeling that those clips have to do with the distributor cap. And yep, they sure do. Let's go ahead in here. We're gonna buy those clips. I think it was like 4 of them. I don't know, you always need clips, so we're gonna buy a bunch of them. And let's just put these on here. Boy, they are hard to get to. Here we go. All right, last clip going on. These things are really hard to get to. There we go. Boy, playing this game for a while, you kind of know things. And one of the things I'm glad I know is when it says you're missing a clip, it's usually to the fuse box or that the ignition, the distributor cap. All right, one more check on the status. Gearbox, rear drive axle. We'll put those together in a second. We got rims and tires. The starter will go on at the end. We got seats and steering wheel. Oh my God, are you kidding? Spark plugs? Did I not replace the spark plug? You've got to be kidding me. An 83% and an 81%. Oh boy. Well, I tell you what, let's worry about wheels and tires first. And once we're done with the wheels and tires, I'll go in and replace the spark plugs. All right, so let's talk about these wheels and tires. Vintage Tire B. Looks like they're 265/35 R18s. 265/35 R18s. There it is, 265/35 R18s. We need 4 of these. Looks like we only got 2 good rims here. Tell you what, let's see if we can't repair the rims. Then we only need to buy 2. There we go. There we go, rims are replaced. All right, there they are, the rim 964 RS. We need 2 of them, they're size 18. We're just gonna go with the stock wheels. We're gonna make this as classic as we can. Let's go ahead and put the new tires on the new rims and we'll balance them, put them on the car. I'll get those spark plugs taken care of. And then it's on to finalizing the car, painting it. And after we paint it, we can make sure we square up the headlights, go into the test center. And we don't have a dyno center yet, so we can't really do that. We're gonna have to invest in that. Maybe after we sell this car, we're gonna have enough money for the dyno center, because we definitely want that in the future as we keep restoring these cars. All right, man, look at this. The wheels and tires are all done. All right, we got to put the gearbox back on and the rear drive axles. And then we can put the wheels and tires on. While we're at it, let's throw this starter on there. And there we go. Man, how cool is this? Wheels and tires going on. Man, wheels and tires are on. I got to get in here and fix these spark plugs. I'm going to do that right now. All right, we're going to add in the steering wheel and the seats. I went ahead and fixed the spark plug issue we were having. I believe this is the last piece to the puzzle here. Oh, those seats look awesome. And there it is, back out here. Let's check the status of the car. Everything looks to be 100%. Come on. There it is, 100%. And you can also check on this page, everything down under conditions is 100%. Man, that is awesome. All right, moving the car into the paint shop. It is time to paint this car. Now let's check out some of the livery sets. I think all it does is add the RS on the bottom. And we're gonna take that off. And we wanna see some of the original factory colors here. I mean, silver, you got black, red, blue, you got this kind of gray, and there is white. And oh, look at that. That is a cool, man, nice blue color. That's pretty classic. Not a big fan of white. Tell you what I am a fan of though is this canary yellow color. It's a classic yellow Porsche color. I absolutely love it. It looks great. I also like red. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a red Porsche, but I think we're gonna settle on this yellow. So let's go ahead and paint the car. Oh, there it is, the yellow Porsche, fully restored at 100%. Man, that thing is absolutely beautiful. Let's get it over so we can adjust the headlights, and we'll do the wheel alignment for it. Oh boy, those wheels are way out of alignment. Holy crap. Tell you what, somebody would be driving this car sideways if we didn't fix the wheel alignment. Jeez, a whiz. All right, now the headlight alignment. Let's go ahead and adjust this. There we go, it's the left one. Let's do the right one. Just got to push it up a little bit. There we go, right and left headlights are done. The wheels are aligned. Now we don't have the dyno. I wonder if we can move the car back into the shop and maybe we can purchase the dyno right now. We've got $57,000. I tell you what, our shop needs it. We are going to purchase the dyno right now. There it is, ba-bam. Dyno has been purchased, and wouldn't it be fitting for the first vehicle in the dyno shop to be this Porsche. Let's move the car into the dyno center. Oh, here it is. Uh-oh, no oil in the engine. Don't go! Well, let's take care of that right now. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any power steering fluid in there either. Or brake fluid for that matter. All right, fluids are all filled up. Let's go ahead and start this dyno test. Yes, we want to proceed. All right, well, there it is, 276 horsepower, 251 pound-feet of torque. A little bit of a boost, probably because of the ignition wires we put on there that were a little bit more high-tech. What a cool car. Let's go ahead and do one final thing. Got to bring it to the car wash. And we are going to wash and rinse this bad boy up. And there it is. What a beauty. 1993 Porsche 911, absolutely beautiful, restored to its original condition, brand new parts. Somebody is going to get an absolute peach of a ride, and I don't even know what that means. All right, let's go ahead and sell $171,000 profit. We're selling it for $190,000. Wow. There it is, the car is gone, our bank account is huge, $227,000, and that is going to be the money we spend on these two restorations here, the BMW M1 and the old Sheriff car. And we are going to tackle one of those in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit the like button, leave your comments, do all the stuff you got to do. You know what you got to do, just do it. But most importantly, thank you for letting me be a part of your day. It means a lot. And we're going to see you right back here in the next video.